GTA 6 brings up a lot of things to talk about, both pros and some cons too. In this video, we're going to talk about both the good and the bad, with things that are directly and indirectly connected to the trailer. Let's start with the cons. Even though there aren't many of them, there's still pretty big ones that I feel like are kind of letdowns for some people. Firstly is the limited amount of platforms that this game is actually going to release on. Rockstar Games themselves confirms that GTA 6 is releasing on PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. There's absolutely no mention of PC. And if you haven't seen the previous videos, no, it's definitely not going to be releasing on the PS4 and Xbox Ones. So this is kind of like a wake-up call for people that don't have the current gen consoles, so you're going to want to get them sooner or later. Am I surprised by this? Not really, just because if you look at GTA 5 on PC, there's so many issues with that. It seems like Rockstar just said to themselves, we don't want to deal with all those issues and the huge headache of having a GTA game on PC these days, mainly because of hackers and how broken the game is on there. Their thinking is that console gaming is just the safe route to go in. Another con we should probably go over is the release date of the game. So the 2025 release date shown at the end of the trailer, there have been countless disappointed reactions when seeing that release date, and rightly so. At the same time, just like the last con, this is not super surprising. And honestly, within myself, I was really hoping for a 2024 release date. That would have been a pleasant surprise, but in reality, I knew the more realistic time frame would be in 2025. That does bring up the question whether it's going to be like spring 2025 or Q4 2025, which is like September to December, because that does make a difference. We're going to have to wait a way shorter amount of time if it comes out in the spring, so hoping for that, but at the same time, a September release date is also pretty reasonable. Let's make a smooth transition to the pros that also has to do with the release date of the game. I feel like there's a whole nother way you can look at this release date from a more positive point of view. If you don't know, several big Rockstar titles in the past have been delayed after they've announced the release date of the game, and so I think because it's a 2025 release date and not a 2024 one, the chances of it getting delayed are much lower. If you were to tell me that it was coming out in 2024, I would tell you there's a decent chance that it would get delayed, but since it's actually a 2025 release date, I don't feel like it's gonna get delayed any further than actual 2025. I think it's a good way to look at it, so if you are fearing a delay, then this is especially good news for you. A great thing I noticed in the trailer was how lively the map actually looked, especially the NPCs and all the activities that they were doing and everything that was going on in the trailer. For example, let's take the close-up clip of the beach. You really can't compare between the GTA 5 beach to the beach that we saw in the GTA 6 trailer. The GTA 5 beach is so dead and so plain compared to what we saw in the GTA 6 trailer. There's so much more going on the Vice City beaches. We saw people going for runs with their small little dogs. Of course, people laying down tanning. There were so many activities, and I hope we're also going to be able to play like beach volleyball or something like that. Imagine pulling up to the beach and you see a bunch of online players just playing pickup beach volleyball. That would be so freaking cool. And then something connected to the liveliness of the world is the realism. Something very realistic is that it looks like we're going to be able to enter so many more buildings than in GTA 5. The enterable buildings aspect of the game is going to be crazy. And the fact that in the trailer we can see so many buildings interiors kind of supports that claim. For example, in the Ocean Drive scene, we can see the interior of the buildings right next to that road. And also in some of the skyscraper scenes. That was one of the biggest things on my wish list that I wanted to see in this game. In GTA 5, a lot of the buildings that obviously you can't enter just kind of felt like fake plastic. The buildings were there and they were solid, but you can't actually see inside of them because there's nothing inside of them and you can't even go in them, so they're basically useless. They're just there for aesthetics. I noticed in the scene of Lucia standing in a convertible car on the highway, behind her is actually a whole basketball arena. I'm pretty sure that's a remake of the Miami Heat NBA arena, so imagine you can actually go in it. It is enterable, and they literally have live basketball games in that arena. That would be an absolute dream, that you can go to like entertainment sports games like that. It would definitely add a lot to the realistic aspect of GTA 6. The graphics look great, especially Lucia. I mean, the detail on like her face and the physics of the hair, so it doesn't just look like a freaking glued on wig. It looks very good and almost real. The level of detail is phenomenal. Not that we expected anything less, but let's take a look at the beach clip once again. First, let's take a look at the sand. I mean, the sand is so much more realistic than GTA 5's. Every inch inch of sand looks so real, and on the characters themselves, they actually have sandy feet when they walk on it. Like, that's super realistic for some sand to actually be covered on some of the NPCs, because that's what happens when you go to a beach in real life. On the left side of this clip, we can see some guy is just spraying some sunscreen on a girl, and not only can you see the little particles coming out of the spray bottle, which is really realistic, but you can actually see the skin of the lady is like glossier than usual, which is exactly what happens when you put on sunscreen. So that detail is crazy. They're literally making the skin of characters glossier after they put on sunscreen. That's so realistic. That's crazy. Also, the sand is so realistic that you can literally see, I think those are tire marks, probably of a lifeguard truck that had to pass through earlier, and the tires trail literally stays on there afterwards. That's so freaking sick. There's so much going on in that picture, but those are some of the little details that make it super cool. And Ned Luke, the voice actor of Michael in GTA 5, got asked what surprised him the most in this trailer, and here's what he had to say about it.
What's something that really surprised you with this trailer the most? How big the asses are. That surprised me. There's some big asses in that trailer. I mean, a lot of them. It's almost every ass in that trailer, other than the male asses, were big, you know? And that surprised me because, you know, Miami's got some, you know, not big asses too. So it's like, you know, I mean, we'll see. I mean, you know, that surprised me in that trailer.
Let me know if you agree with what he said, because he's definitely onto something. Another big pro we saw in this game is the wide range of animals, which is definitely needed for a game that's taking place in Florida. In the trailer, we saw so many animals, some of them being dolphins, a lot of different types of birds, of course alligators. There was a good amount to do with alligators. Never have I ever thought I would see an alligator going into a store in a GTA trailer, and also someone being recorded fighting an alligator trying to get him out of a residential pool. And not that we expected anything differently, by the looks of it, the map is huge. It's much bigger than Los Santos, and it seems very immersive. You have the beach area, the downtown area, and then more of the countryside like the Everglades and the Florida Keys and all that. And in previous videos, we mentioned the map could actually change because of either natural disasters or just random world events, which is super cool, and it's got a lot of success, let's say, with Fortnite. Fortnite kind of has that thing where the map changes over time, so I feel like they're gonna add things or like destroy some areas of the map, because I mean, hurricanes do happen in Florida, so it would actually make it even more realistic for the map to get damaged by natural disasters. Keep an eye out for some more awesome GTA 6 videos coming, so drop a like on this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new with the bell on to keep updated. Now click the video on screen now if you want to see all the things you possibly missed in the GTA 6 trailer. I hope you all enjoy that video, and peace.